Hello, everybody, and welcome to this, I believe, our fourth week of our ClickBACON training. As we're relaunching ClickBACON, we wanted to make sure that we provide you with some opportunities to watch some training videos, learn a little bit more about the features and benefits and how to use them in our new ClickBACON AI. So this week, we're talking about the POS integration, the point of sale integration. So like I've done in all of these trainings in the past, this will be about a 10 to 15 minute video, hopefully. But we're not going to get into every nitty gritty detail of how to do everything. We're going to give a general overall on this feature. So the first thing that I want to mention, actually, let me go ahead and change. I'm going to go to a different restaurant for this one that we have here. This is our ClickBACON deli restaurant. There it is. The first thing that I want to let everyone know is what POS systems we work with. We work with all of the major POS systems right now. And if I don't call yours off, there's still a really good chance that we work with it. And if we don't have a direct integration, we still have some ways of getting that data in. So don't let POS system be something that stops you from reaching out to us. But basically, we work with Toast. Most of the Lightspeed has like 344 different versions. We work with the two major ones. Obviously, I'm joking there. Aloha, Revel, Hunger Rush, which used to be called Revention, SkyTab, Spot On, Square, Clover, and I'm sure I'm missing some. Ron or Dawn, if you can think of any that I'm missing, you want to type them in. But that's a pretty good smattering of most all the POS systems. And basically what we do, sorry if you see me going back and forth, I'm just looking at my notes to make sure I don't forget anything. Basically what we do with our POS integration is we log in, or we through the integration, we go into your system, we get your sales and possibly your labor data, and then we organize that data into a way that your accounting system likes it, and then we go ahead and we push that to your accounting system. We're going to be talking about it next week, but we do a full integration with QuickBooks Online. We have some integrations with Restaurant 365, but not a full and complete integration yet. We're working on that. But basically, most restaurant operators in that 1 to 10 unit range are using QuickBooks Online. If you're using QuickBooks Desktop because your bookkeeper, your accountant told you to, it's time to get into the modern ages. So we do not integrate with QuickBooks Desktop. I'm sorry, but that would be like us selling a Ford Model T as a brand new car. It just makes no sense to me. So sorry about that, but we're able to get people to convert over to QuickBooks Online when they see just how much more modern of a system that is and what the power of our integration is able to do. So one of the biggest mistakes that people make when they don't have a proper integration into their POS and they're just manually entering, or their bookkeepers are entering data, is they're ignoring things like your liabilities, like gift cards, sales tax, tips collected. Those are not part of your sales, right? So some of us will look at our POS report and we'll see sales, and then we'll look at deposits, and deposits are much higher than sales. And we're wondering where that difference is. Well, it's because a gift card is not technically a sale. It's a liability. It does not go on your P&L. It goes on your balance sheet. Tips payable, like tips that you collect and then maybe put out on a paycheck, that's not a sale. Sales tax is not a sale. So one of the things is, if you're doing your own bookkeeping, or if you're paying someone to do your bookkeeping right now, if you see sales tax, or if you see tips, or if you see gift cards on your P&L, that's a big red flag. You got to reach out to us and let us audit that and see what's going on. But I'm going to get into the details and show you how we do all that. There's really two ways. Some of you will be connected to QuickBooks Online, which is great. We'll take that data from your POS, we'll push it right to QuickBooks Online, and then we'll bring it back into ClickBACON. Some of you are using ClickBACON more as a KPI metric tool and not worrying about the bookkeeping and accounting, and either not doing that or letting someone else handle that. And that's fine. If we integrate with your POS in that model, we'll just push your data right to ClickBACON, and we'll never touch it to your accounting system or QuickBooks Online. So if we're only writing your data to ClickBACON, then we're going to write your sales, your discount, and your labor. If we're connected to your bookkeeping system, then we're going to do sales, discounts, labor, as well as your liabilities. Like we talked about, gift card, sales tax, tips, as well as tender types, right? Cash, credit card, and then potentially other expenses, because that all has to be accounted for. So let me show you how all of this works. When you come into your transactions here and go to sales, in this case, I'm going to show you, we're going to do a couple of quick things here. I'm going to show you that this is red, which means we have some daily transactions that are pending. I'll show you why that is. I'll show you how to fix that. And through that process, you'll see how easy it is to set up and maintain our integration. But basically, these are your transactions, or in this case, sample transactions. And we could drill down on any one of these. And this is what it looks like in like our nice, clean, easy to understand clickBACON version. But I'll show you, I'm gonna get behind the scenes here. I'm gonna show you what these look like with a little more detail on them. So what you'll see is obviously there's something pending here, and we'll go through why that is. But you'll see the date, all the sales broken down by the correct category, and then how we push that to your accounting platform. You'll see discounts, same thing. Labor, same thing, kind of how we push that to your accounting program. And then if there were anything else on here, it would be shown there. One thing to look at here is what's really cool is we go ahead and grab this data from your POS, and then we create something that we call a combined report. And that combined report is a great way to audit if there's a problem. And so I'll bring this up on the screen here, but if you click on combined report, it'll download all of the data we got from your POS system for that day. And so here's some samples of what that would look like. So without having to log into your POS system yourself, if something just didn't look right, or you're having trouble, or something didn't seem right, this is all the data that we grab from your POS system. So in the future for audits, in the future for anything that's not right, or just something that maybe your accountant is concerned about, it's so easy to grab all of that real POS data. And then let me show you an example of what this looks like when we push it to QuickBooks. So we push as what's called a sales receipt. And so this is obviously if you were logged in and you're looking at your list of sales receipts. But let me show you exactly what a specific sales receipt looks like. Sorry, I'm just going back and forth between different monitors here. This is what a sample sales receipt might look like in your QuickBooks account. So we're showing basically which accounts we're bringing up and which accounts we're bringing down. Don't worry about the fact that it's $0. It's supposed to be $0. That means it's a balanced transaction. But there's two methods. There's a general journal entry, which we're working on. We don't do general journal entries. We do sales receipts. Most people prefer sales receipts because you could really easily see the detail, as you could see here, right? What was our food sales? What was our non-alcoholic beverage sales? What was bottled beer sales? Wine glass? How much did we put into credit card deposits? How much should we put into front of the house labor, back of the house labor, etc.? So really nice, really clean. And then we also attach any of the necessary documents to that transaction in QuickBooks. So again, if your bookkeeper or your accountant is doing an audit, they want to verify anything, it's all right there for them. So the last thing, and then I'll show you how or why a sale, a daily sale would hold itself back from automatically pushing, and I'll show you how easy that is to fix it. But the last couple of things before I do that is it's nice to be able to come in here and see kind of what the status is. These are the 6 that are pending. These are the last 7 days status, right? So you can see where something maybe got held up. And so explaining why things get held up, either it doesn't balance, there's some sort of weird problem that the data doesn't balance. We rarely ever run into that because the POS systems have a lot of safeguards in them. They don't allow you to close out a day unless everything's done properly. Every once in a while, something new will happen. You may add something new to your POS system, and then we get a little confused the first time we see it and it doesn't balance, but that's very rare. What happens more often is you've added a new item. Maybe you added a special today. Maybe you changed your menu so you have new menu items. What's important to note is an early design philosophy of ours was that POS systems are wrong. Most of your POS systems have data in the wrong categories. You might have liquor and wine, you might have beer and liquor, right? Scott, you've been doing this for a long time. No one has ever in one of your restaurants created a special and put it in the wrong category or put it in other. And then after years and years and years, what ends up happening is your data is just janky. It's just bad. And so we don't trust our food sales. We don't trust our liquor sales. What we do is we analyze your PMIX. So we use your categories to help us, but our AI looks at every item that you sold yesterday and we determine, was it food, was it beer, was it wine, was it liquor, was it a gift card, what was it? So then your category totals will always match between ClickBACON and your POS, but individual categories may not match, and that's usually because we have a lot of people sticking their fingers in the POS and it's just wrong. And we think you get much better data using this method. Now, because of that, we want to do a verification process. Our AI is really good, and you'll see that here, but we do make a mistake once in a while, and we want to make sure that if you add a new item, we put it in the right spot. So here's an example. Looks like this restaurant added a few new items that we've never seen. And let me actually close this out. And it looks like they did it a few days ago, about 6 days ago, maybe. And so maybe you're coming in here once a week, your bookkeeper's coming in here once a week, and they want to be able to see what's going on. So if we click here on all DSRs, we'll see side salad. Well, that's definitely food. So that's easy. Lobster roll, that's definitely food. That's easy. Buffalo chicken meatballs, that's definitely food. Spiced pear martini, that's definitely liquor. And soda water, definitely non-alcoholic beverage. Now, before I approve this, I want to show you something cool. One, you see how easy this is to approve, and you can see how good our AI is at knowing I didn't do anything to this. This is our AI taking a guess at what this is. But let's say maybe your bookkeeper is doing this work for you. Let's just say, and they see soda water, and they're like, I don't know. I wonder what that is, right? It's obvious to us, but they're like, I wonder what that is. Maybe it's non-alcoholic beverage. Maybe it's not. Maybe they use this for liquor. I don't know. So what they could do is they could flag it and still approve it. And the reason we did that is we don't want to stop everything because of $1 or $2 of soda water sales. We still want you to be able to, when I approved it, it took the flag off. Sorry. We still want you to be able to move forward and continue to process. But then what happens is maybe once a month or once every couple of weeks, you come in here and you can review only things that are flagged and make sure they did it correctly. So in this case, these are all approved. Let's move on to labor. And in this case, a cook is back of the house. We're going to approve that. And a host is front of the house. We're going to go ahead and approve that. Looks like we added a few new discounts. So reward dollars, which is a customer discount, the way that we break it down, we're going to approve that. Employee discount, that's definitely an employee discount. We're going to go ahead and approve that. And then let's save and continue here. And so now basically it's telling us that we've given the system everything it needs to complete these 6 daily sales. So now with one click of a button, we'll go ahead, we'll hit bulk sync, and it's going to give us a queue here. This should go pretty quickly. So this is actually syncing to a live QuickBooks account. Even though this is sample data, we have a live QuickBooks account, a real QuickBooks account, and this is actually syncing directly to it. And so you'll see it puts it in progress, puts it in queue, syncs it up. I'll just keep talking here for another 3 or 4 seconds until that's done. Hopefully don't get any failures anywhere, which we didn't. Fantastic. And now you're done. So for your bookkeeper, you can imagine how easy this is to keep up with. Or if you decide and you're doing the bookkeeping yourself, you can see how easy this is to keep up with. And chances are, if you don't make any changes to your POS system, everything is coded. Everything will just go right into QuickBooks every morning without you even having to worry about it. Last thing I want to show you here, and then I want to double check my list, make sure I didn't forget anything, is if you come back to your dashboard now, you can see, I forgot to mention earlier, but it said that there was 6 pending DSRs, and now there's no pending DSRs. So basically, you're good. You've done everything you wanted to do. Now, the last thing, if just want to show you this, if you wanted to, so you see how it says one item menu mix? I believe that's our flagged item that we did earlier. So we can go, we can go to review later. And let's say, oh yeah, you know what? That is correct. That is a non-alcoholic beverage. Let's go ahead and remove that flag. And now you can see nothing left pending. Everything is mapped. Nothing to review later. We're good to go here. Oh, there's a couple other things I wanted to show you. Why can't I get that? There we go. That went away. And now you saw earlier this was red. Now it's green because there's nothing pending. What I did want to show you is this sync log, which is really nice also, because then if you needed to track back and see what happened, like let's say someone came in here and coded something, but maybe they coded it wrong. It's just nice to be able to know, or maybe you work with a bookkeeper or a bookkeeping firm so you can kind of see who's doing what. And we have these logs all over the application. So that way we can really figure out if someone's making a mistake or if someone was messing with the data, we could figure out what they did. One other thing is there's the ability to update. Let's say that you had to do a big refund or you found a big mistake from a couple of days ago. You can come in here, you can hit the update button, and it will then give you the choice of overwriting in QuickBooks and clickBACON or adding a duplicate. Very rarely, I can't think of a circumstance you would ever add a duplicate, but it's nice to have the ability to come in here and update it, re-pull your data from the POS and re-push it.